If you guys want the cheapest Yugioh cards on the market in Canadian dollars with free shipping to Canada, then be sure to check out my eBay page in the description below. What's up guys, this is TCG Sam here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing some pure Shaddoll test hands with the new card Shaddoll Schism from Rise of the Duelist. So hopefully this will show you the plays that you can make using this deck, and hopefully you'll learn something, or if not, you can correct me on any mistakes that I'm making. But anyways, before we begin, I just want to say first of all, the proxies are going to be Shaddoll Schism. And if you haven't already, please check out the deck profile that I made of this deck, which I posted a few days ago. Be sure to check that out. I'm playing the exact same build, and yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's shuffle up and begin our first test hand. So drawing our first five, it's going to be Ogre, Mathematician, Nail Shell Aerial, Rational Incarnation, and this is a Shaddoll Schism, like I said. So this hand is actually really good. And you guys are about to see how good Mathematician plus Shaddoll Schism is. And for those of you who don't know what Shaddoll Schism does, I'm going to put the card text in the description. Once again, I apologize because it didn't come in the mail, but I can't really do anything about that. Anyways, I'm going to start with normal summoning Mathematician. And when you have Schism in your hand, it's important to dump Squamata and have Squamata dump whatever you want to dump, because you need the extra monster in the graveyard for Shaddoll Schism to fusion. So at this point, I would always go for Shaddoll Wendy. For two reasons. One, Shaddoll Wendy gives you the most advantage by summoning something face down. And two, it gives you the most flexibility using Shaddoll Schism, because you can now summon El Shaddoll Apclone, or you can summon El Shaddoll Winda, whatever the situation calls for, you can summon it if you have two different attributes. So normally here, I just get a Beast because we want to maximize our advantage, because the rest of our hand, there isn't really much we can do. Maybe if you want, you could definitely summon a Hedgehog instead. I'm gonna actually do that because we're lacking a solid fusion spell right now. So I'm gonna summon the Hedgehog face down, and then yeah, and then I'm gonna just set these two. So it doesn't look like much, but on our opponent's turn, what we do, so after they summon something, you can activate Shaddoll Schism, banishing 2, and then you either summon El Shaddoll Winda, or you can summon an El Shaddoll Apclone, depending on the situation. So against, obviously, combo decks, you want to summon Winda, and against control decks, you probably want to summon Apclone, or if the situation calls for it, Apclone can negate something in a pinch because it negates permanently. But the only bad thing about doing that is our Rational Incarnation is going to be pretty dead because we don't have anything in the graveyard to actually add back. So the right better play might actually be, instead of the Hedgehog, like I said, you could definitely summon Beast. So later on, when you use Beast, draw 2, you can discard the Aerial, trigger Aerial, and then your Rational becomes more live to summon back the 2 Shaddolls that you banished. Because once you summon Aerial back face down on your turn, you can flip it up and summon one of these guys face down for more advantage and put more stuff back in your graveyard. So anyways, that's about it for test hand number 1. You can end on a Winda or Apclone and have lots of advantage for the follow-up play. Alright, and moving on to the next test hand, I'm going to shuffle up again and let's see what we can do. So in the first test hand, we actually were able to end on Winda, and I was able to show you guys what Mathematician plus Shaddoll Schism does. It's like a 2-card combo that ends you with like a Winda, and you're able to send a dark monster your opponent controls to the graveyard, which is pretty good because dark monsters are pretty prevalent. So anyways, I'm going to draw my 5 cards, and this actually looks like kind of a fat brick, and you'd be right, but the Sinister Shadow games are especially powerful because they're not once per turn, which I didn't even know when I was considering it for this deck. So Sinister Shadow games plus the Shaddoll Schism in your hand is going to get you lots of advantage. So actually, I think what you want to do here is just set the 4 cards and keep the Hedgehog in your hand for Paleozoic Dino Mistress. Or if you want, you could set it, and then Sinister Shadow games dump like a Hedgehog to search something. But then if they attack with your Hedgehog, you don't get the search for the spell or trap. So that's why I don't really like it. I prefer to keep Sinister Shadow games open to dumping something else. So like on your opponent's turn, you want to Sinister Shadow games. So the first one most likely should be sending Squamata, and then Squamata is going to be sending Wendy. And then Wendy's going to be summoning anything you need face down. So maybe you want a Beast for more advantage, Or if you want, you could summon a dragon to make sure you don't die this turn, if I could find it. Or if you want, you could also summon Ariel. If you're confident that you're gonna survive, Ariel can definitely be a good substitute, because you're banishing these two for sure for Shaddoll Schism. And when Ariel's flipped up, you get more advantage back by summoning the Wendy back or the Squamata back, which is just really incredible. Or actually, I almost forgot, you can definitely summon Dragon face down, because Dragon might be the best because you have another Sinister Shadow Games. And what I mean by that is, after you dump your 2 for the first Sinister Shadow Games, summon the Dragon face down, and then later on, when your opponent needs to activate something, you activate the other Sinister Shadow Games. So this one can dump pretty much anything. You can dump an Ariel to banish 3, you dump a Beast to draw 1, or whatever. It really doesn't matter. Or you could even dump like a Shaddoll incarnation to add back with your winda or your Applone that you're gonna summon off of this. Like, it's gonna be either winda or Applone, and then you can dump something with this Sinister Shadow Games for one of them to add back when they die, because at the moment we don't have any Shaddoll spells and traps in the graveyard, and adding back like a Resh is just gonna be really good for our grind game. So yeah, we're gonna have one of these on the board, and then Sinister Shadow Games, after sending your whatever you're sending, you can flip up Dragon because of Sinister Shadow Games, and it acts like an interruption on your opponent's turn to return something on the field face up back to the hand. So that's gonna be really good with winda, because you're able to protect your winda from your opponent's big beat sticks. And if your opponent still has further plays, you still have Paleozoic Down of Mistress to discard Hedgehog, banish something, and Hedgehog can get you like a Squamata for or a Wendy for like future turns or future fusion plays, which is just really incredible. Like, all of that was just off like your trap cards only. So like, that just goes to show how powerful the trap cards can be. Although they're a bit slow, like, they're just super powerful. After you establish like this kind of board, you're in really good shape, because every turn you're gonna get like a free fusion off of Shaddoll Schism. And if you ever don't need it, you can just link it off for something else. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this test hand. Alright, so for the third and final test hand, I'm gonna be shuffling up, and let's see what we can do. So in the first 2 test hands, we were both able to get the setup with Mathematician or Sinister Shadow Games plus Shaddoll Schism. So that ended up with a free fusion monster on our opponent's turn, with like lots of follow-up and other Shaddoll cards for advantage. So yeah, let's see what we can do with this hand. Maybe we can draw like a fusion spell or something, so I can show what we can do with the actual fusion side of the deck. So drawing 5, yeah, here's what we got. This is obviously really good because we have Squamata and a light monster for Shaddoll Fusion to make our construct. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to Shaddoll Fusion these away, summoning out our construct. I definitely prefer it in the extra monster zone for the flexibility that you have with Gravity Controller later on in the turn. So then I'm going to do Chain Link 1 construct, Chain Link 2 Squamata to chain block this against stuff like Ogre. So here you can do a multitude of plays, but I just want to demonstrate the Shaddoll Schism route, so like to set up Shaddoll Schism on your opponent's turn, because that's like the focus of this video, to show what Shaddoll Schism does. But of course, from here you can go into so many other different combo routes. You can like end with El Shaddoll Fusion on your opponent's turn and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm gonna do this play where I send Wendy, and then I choose to send Shaddoll Schism. So you actually don't have to send Schism. You could send anything else, like I said. But anyways, Wendy's gonna set something face down. I think it might actually be good to set either a Hedgehog or a Beast. Probably a Beast in this case, actually, because we have a Squamata in our hand that's not really going to be doing anything, because we don't have a fusion spell. But like, obviously, like I said, you can send El Shaddoll Fusion if you want, but like, I just wanted to show what Shaddoll Schism can do. So you can set the Beast, and then from here turn the construct into a Gravity Controller. Construct grabs back Schism, and then on your opponent's turn you can set the Impermanent to Schism. So now that we have light monsters in our graveyard, this actually gives us a lot more flexibility with Schism. So you can activate Schism. Now you have 3 choices. You can make obviously you can make a winda or a Applone using these 2. So like what I showed before, you can make one of these. Or now that you have a light monster in your graveyard, you can actually use Schism I would actually not banish the construct, because in case you draw Resh, it's really good to revive. But you can definitely banish the ogre, and like I would banish Squamata because we want the different attribute for Afclone later on. And then when you summon a construct on your opponent's turn, I would do this play if they had like if they kind of bricked or the imperm was able to stop them. I would actually summon the construct, so construct can get us more advantage. So at this point we could send like an Shaddoll fusion or something, or we could send like Hedgehog, search a Wendy, and then on our opponent's turn, and then on our turn draw with a Beast. Or if we need like construct as an extra quote-unquote interruption, we definitely just send Shaddoll Dragon from our deck to the grave to destroy a spell or trap. So maybe they activate like Numeron Network or something, and you want to destroy it. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't summon Winda in that case, but like that was just purely hypothetical. But yeah, the Shaddoll construct becomes like a free MST, and then on our opponent's turn, on our turn, we're gonna be drawing a random card for turn. Doesn't matter what it is, because now at this point we can kind of just link these two off for like cross sheet, add back our Shaddoll fusion, and then now we can just go like wherever we want with the Beast. So like Beast draw 2, really doesn't matter what we draw. You can like ditch the Squamata send like Hedgehog search something, and then just make further fusion plays with Shaddoll fusion. So yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate what this deck could do, and hopefully you guys were able to learn something from this. If not, just please let me know what I could do better in the comments. But if you liked the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, because it really helps keep me motivated to keep posting videos, and it helps the channel grow. So thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you soon.